Hello everyone, welcome to Sunday Musicians Café for another episode. I really hope you are having a nice Sunday and enjoying this time of starting of September. Today I'm so excited for the guest of today because it's not only an incredible musician, but she is an incredible human being, which I respect very much, and we are very good friends. And I'm really excited to have this chat with her, and she's going to join us immediately now as soon as I invite her. But let me say something about her. We met each other in college, in Royal College in London. So she was finishing the year I arrived. So I started my master degree, and she was actually finishing her master. And afterwards, she started this incredible life of freelance musician, and she will tell us more about that. Let me know if everything is okay, if you can hear me, if you can see me properly. So let me check also from here if I can. Everything is okay. So drop me a message if you have problem hearing me, so we can actually fix it if there is any problem. Okay, let me invite her because yesterday evening they had an incredible thing that I want you to know. So let me invite her and let's get. Okay, she wants to join. I accept her. Let's see.
Ciao,
Amazing, Lucy. Amazing.
Pietro.
I'm so happy that what you drinking, coffee?
Yeah, black coffee. Yes,
Oh, you're on the right team. We are on the same team,
of
definitely.
course.
This
How are
is my
you?
espresso. Fantastic. I'm really well. And you?
I'm good. I'm a bit tired, but I'm good. I just wanted to say thank you. Like, what an introduction. I was like, oh my God, Pietro.
No, but I wish I could say more, but this little project of mine is short. I mean, obviously the interview doesn't cover all the life of the musician,
Yeah.
all the guests, and so many guests. I wish they could have more time to explain
Mm.
things and say because they all are amazing, they all have like incredible lives and incredible things to share. And I'm very happy that today you are here. And I mean, you have to tell us, how do you feel today after yesterday evening?
I feel,
It was incredible.
yeah, I feel a bit emotional. I feel like I can't believe it's done because it was a 3-week project, playing the Rite of
Incredible.
Spring.
Let's
And
let's tell people what did you do, because otherwise it is not clear. Yeah. What
of
did you do
course,
yesterday?
yeah. So I've been working with Aurora Orchestra, and I've been doing that for 3 weeks. And we've been doing a memorized project of the Rite of Spring. And
Say.
yesterday, the final concert was at the BBC Proms, and we had two concerts also, like not just one, two concerts.
Wow, incredible. I
So
mean, guys, I don't know if, I mean, not everybody knows what does it mean to play by heart, something that is written for orchestra. I mean, you tell us more about this, and you also explain very well how to do it, actually, how to practice by heart and everything, and you can tell us more. But in general, I mean, imagine it's just already so difficult to play by heart, something that is solo, so it's meant to be played like that. But something that is written for orchestra. So you have to know all the parts of everybody. And such a piece like Rite of Spring, I mean, Beethoven Symphony is, at least you think, okay, everybody knows it, everybody, we heard it since we were little, but the Rite of Spring, I mean, it's so complicated. How did you do that?
I think, I mean, honestly, the feeling, it feels like you've just run a marathon with a lot of people because it feels like there's so much energy. And actually, even though I agree with you that it's really hard to prepare for a solo thing on your own, I prefer to be with other people and do music by heart with other people because I feel like there's energy coming from everywhere and we have each other's back rather than you're on your own. And I mean, if it's just you, it just feels like you're naked. But when you're with other people, it just feels like, yeah,
It's a
we're here
team.
and we're
It's a
here
team.
to
Yeah.
do it, you know?
Amazing.
So,
Yeah, this feeling like chamber, it becomes really chamber music. Like we are all in the same team and we are all doing like a crazy thing. So everybody is in the same. But it's incredible how, I mean, you can actually, the conductor obviously always learns by heart, but you also were positioned in different ways. I mean,
mm,
how the conductor does that thing, because I saw
a performance. It wasn't in Royal Albert Hall. Yesterday was Royal Albert Hall, right?
Yeah. Yes.
But there was another one. Where was it? Where the people were like in the audience.
Yeah. So actually, so that is part of the encore. So basically, the performance itself was a presentation so that the audience could understand more about the piece. And in the presentation, we were in different settings, and we had different sort of like positioning, and we weren't playing the whole of the piece. We just played chunks, and then we had the actual concert with the piece, and then after we had an encore where we just went into the orchestra. So it was kind of like a bath of sound, you could say. So people would have an experience of what it feels like to be part of the orchestra or like be inside, and people love it, honestly. Like,
no, of course. I
mean,
it's so involving. I mean, it's incredible. Yes, of course, of course. Wow. No, Lucy, you're an incredible musician, and doing this, I respect it very much, and I think you work so hard as well. And can you tell us actually about this? Because everyone is scared after college, and being a student, many of the followers of this live will be students, no? And so I want you to give them the right approach, to life, because your transition from being a student and freelance, I think is very scary. It's very scary for everyone.
Yeah.
So tell us, how did you cope with that? And of course, you're still doing it. Obviously, it's process. It's not like you never feel that you finished. But tell us, how do you cope with that?
Of course. So I mean, I think so. I graduated in 2021. Which was basically a year into COVID. And that was, I think, a very scary time for everyone. But previously, before COVID, when I was in undergraduate, I started to do some professional work. It was the first time that I was starting to work with some orchestras. It wasn't a regular thing, but it was a thing that would happen every few months. And I thought, great. I mean, this means that I'm building connections in order to, like, have a more consistent future after college. But then when I graduated, we had this cloud of no one knew what could happen and what the arts was going to be like. So I was pretty scared, and I didn't go straight into doing my freelance things. I actually was teaching music in a primary school for 6 months, which was, honestly, I mean, it was tough. It was incredible. I wouldn't change it. It was building me as a person, but it really wasn't easy. And I went into it because even though I have support from my family and friends, but my parents come from a family of, if you don't know how much you're going to earn, like, how are you going to be able to afford things, which is absolutely fair enough. It's a conservative way of thinking, which obviously it is needed in many times. So I went straight into doing it, which was great. But at some point when music was starting to pick up again and people thought, oh yeah, we worked with her, let's have her back. So when things started to move, I felt like the work that I was doing in this school was getting in the way of my freelance life. And I managed to do it for a bit. I could do like 2 days of teaching plus 3 or 4 days of working everywhere else. But I was absolutely exhausted because teaching is a rewarding thing. It's amazing, but it really takes your energy, and I loved it, and I still do. But I think in order to do what I do, I need to be satisfied, and then I can teach as well. I didn't want to be that teacher that was almost like angry because they couldn't make it, or they didn't have the chance. So that's kind of what happened.
No, I mean, you said so many good things, and let me just pick up one, which is this last one, which is becoming a teacher. So probably every musician, I think Karashkovsky once told me, every musician should teach at least once. So know how to teach, and every musician should be a teacher in a way. But not everybody is prone to teach, obviously, or have the tendency, or the vocation, let's say, to teach. No, but what did you say? So true that I think I agree 100%. You don't want to become one of those teachers which is frustrated, and he didn't make it, so he has to teach, because otherwise, how he make a living?
Yeah.
So I think it's really good suggestion to try teaching also, to pay the bills and everything, and but also try to find a way to teach, with the right approach. So to teach, it's very satisfying. I love teaching, for example. I love teaching, and I really like it. And I have so diverse students, so many different backgrounds, so many different goals, and but I understand that, as you said, if I'm not happy with my life, I don't enjoy teaching as well, even though I'm good at teaching.
Yeah.
So it's like this. You are absolutely right.
Absolutely.
So now you said that you're still teaching a bit.
Well, I quit that teaching job about six months in, which was actually really difficult. Like, because you create this really special bond with all of the students, and it was really hard to leave. But it was the right thing for me at the time, and I am still doing a bit of teaching. I'm not doing as much as I was. I currently have, one private student actually, and then I do a bit of Saturday music teaching, which is great. And I also, apart from teaching bass, I also teach like music theory. I coach orchestras and things, and that's really fun. But to be honest, I am not quite sure how that's gonna go in the future, because I sometimes feel like I'm pulled in different ways. Like, I don't know if I should quit this so that I have more time for things that I don't even know if they will come up, but I have to be free.
Yeah, that's the other thing.
Yes,
That's the other thing. I mean, freelance, it's scary because actually you don't know what is going on. So you don't have an actual plan,
100%.
I mean, kind of know the schedule of orchestras and stuff. And if you're used to play with them, you maybe, let's say 80% of the time they call you, right? So you're like, okay, I'm yeah, but that's the life, you take the risk. And it's very scary, obviously.
Yeah.
So I think the right suggestion should be like, if you are not sure that you want to take this risk, don't do it, because it's a cliff.
Yeah.
It's a cliff.
I mean, I think it really depends on the people. Like, in my case, I am Spanish and my whole family is back at home. So if I don't have the support around me, it's just really hard. And obviously, like, my family is really happy to help me, but it's very different if you are in the same country and you can afford to take the risk. Do it, 100% do it. And I think my main thing is follow your gut. And there are times that your gut is going to be like, you have to do it now, or you have to wait a little bit and wait. And in that time, when I went with my instinct, I was like, I couldn't. I just felt like I was in a cage, and I had to break free and just be like, I need to follow it. And my family was kind of like, are you sure? Like, they were asking me so many times. I was like, absolutely yes. And I said, and if it doesn't work, I am gonna give this 3 months. And if it doesn't work, I will go back. I will do more teaching. I will find a way of making myself, valuable, or have money, basically. And if it doesn't work, then whatever. But I just needed to try it. I really need to go with it. So I think that my advice is go with it, but obviously with using your brain.
Yes. That's why we are very good friends, I think, because we have the same kind of gut instinct. I launch project like this.
Yeah.
I don't know, people around me, they say, no, but you're crazy. Why are you doing this? You're losing time. And I say, I don't know. I just feel that I have to do it, There is a comment here. Lucia, estás radiante. Qué alegría verte y escucharte. Toda una inspiración. For who doesn't speak in Spanish, he says that she is radius, like very solar. How do you translate that? Radiante is like
radiant, like
radiant, like glowing up.
Yeah, glowing.
You're glowing. And it's always an inspiration to listen to her. It's true. Also, another inspiring thing that came to my mind is the fact that actually in this transition we were talking about, you just came out from an injury, like a severe one. No?
It wasn't a severe injury. I think that you think that it was. I mean, and at the time it felt like a lot.
You act in a way was very serious.
Okay, so basically what actually happened was that when I was approaching my final master's exam, I was under a lot of pressure, and I was feeling quite nervous. I had a lot of things going on, and I injured my arm. I mean, injured my forearm by playing and by over practicing.
Left.
Yeah, left arm. Yeah, not this one, that one. And and I was yeah, I felt really nervous. I didn't know how I was gonna cope. But actually, even though it was quite big at the time, it's one of those things that with rest it healed pretty quickly. And I didn't. And actually, ever since, I haven't had a problem really with my arms.
Okay.
So it's been great. So yeah, fingers crossed
Why,
it happen.
if why why did you think it happened? Just because of the stress and overplaying, or
I
yes?
think that I mean it's all here. Half of it is
Mm.
here, and I was actually working out quite a lot at the time anyway. So I felt like I was physically quite fit, and I was lifting weights, all of that. But I think when I'm under a lot of stress and stuff, I sometimes can go into that.
Mm.
So I really had to up my self care, if
Mm.
that makes sense, so I could
Of course.
avoid.
Of course, it
Um,
makes sense. I mean, what it is, what you just said is very important. That also injuries. I mean, our body reacts to what is happening here a lot,
yeah.
and you are absolutely right. Sometimes injuries come not only from overplaying, not just a physical posture or
Yeah,
whatever it is, but also from the stress or the overthinking you're having, no? Because our body reacts from that. And you're
100.
you're yeah, you're absolutely right. So, but after that, you manage. I mean, would you say you manage better now the practice, work, life balance, no, of your life?
Well, I don't have a life, first of all, but but I am learning. I think that the answer to all of these things is that I am learning as I go along, and I think I will forever carry on learning as long as I'm alive. I will carry on learning, and I don't think there is anything fixed for anyone. And I'm still
Okay.
trying to find out what works for me, and I
Mm.
still don't have a clue about it, but I am
So,
trying to learn in the process. If like,
okay.
for example, now, so actually this is something really exciting. I have booked my first holiday since 2018 to go to Italy actually,
Yes.
in a couple of weeks time, and it's something that I wouldn't have done because I'm either waiting for friends to be free or for someone to be free, and I just suddenly said, do you know what, after these three weeks of this project I need to have a break. So like I'm trying to find my balance, but I'm learning.
I love this. Where are you going to Italy, in
So
Italy?
I'm gonna go to Rome because I love Rome. Then I'm gonna go to Florence and Pisa
Yes, good
as
choice.
well. Yeah.
Very good
So
choice. Very good
yeah,
choice. Are you
thank
going
you.
alone or with someone?
Alone, yeah. So it's also
Fantastic.
my first solo trip. So I'm excited. I
Fantastic.
don't know if I'm gonna hate it or love it or in between. Could be anything.
Trust me, you're gonna love it. You're gonna love it. Italians, they will never make you feel alone. So
No.
don't worry about that.
Yes.
Don't worry
No.
about that.
No. I know.
Yes. And you speak Spanish, so
Yes.
Spanish is very similar to Italian,
It's the
more or less.
same. It's basically
Yes. For how long you're gonna stay in Italy?
so. Maybe I'm aiming for too many places, but I am going there for 5 days, and I have been to
Oof.
Rome in the past anyway. So like Rome for me is like I just want to go there because I love Rome rather than
Yeah.
I want to see everything. And I think I want to do different things. Like I actually was looking up for like cooking classes of like pasta and pizza and
Very nice.
mingle and make friends, whatever. I just want to have
Of
fun,
course.
live la
Yes.
dolce vita.
Very good, very good. I like this style. I absolutely love it. Listen, but so you can take this time for yourself because actually freelance life allows you to do that, right?
Yeah.
So in a way. So I don't know how it works with Aurora. In general, how was your experience with Aurora? Because Aurora is not is made of freelance people,
Mainly, yes. Yeah.
mainly. Tell us
Yeah.
a bit about it.
So I'm not a member. I am not a member of the orchestra, but I have been a regular player there since 2017.
Okay.
I feel really lucky to have actually started working then and now. Like I feel really blessed actually. Like every time that I get to have a project, I always feel like I feel so privileged because to me actually, it was basically my dream orchestra because I thought, oh my God, I can't believe it that they play without music and
Yes.
they do these incredible things. And I
Yes.
just wanted to be a part of this movement and
Yes.
also a part of this change into the classical music, like really
Yes.
breaking down the barriers between the musicians and the audience. Like there's no music, there's nothing to hide. It just feels like you're in like corrida de toros, no? like a bullfight thinking, yeah, like, what's gonna happen? Is there gonna be blood on the stage? Are people going to forget? You know, I feel like it's really engaging because
Yes.
there is no like barriers, just you are there. And I love it. I feel so challenged. I feel like I learned so much. I become a better person, player. You know, it just really improves. So anyway, so that's the story. I started playing with them. I'm still, you know, playing with them now, and yeah, I just feel really lucky to work with people that are incredible. Like honestly, like I just look around and I look at the list of people and I think, how am I here? Like I really feel like, yeah, it's
Ah,
amazing.
don't be modest. You're a good player. You're a very good player. That's why you're there.
Well, but like I still feel really lucky to work with people that make
Of
me
course.
better every
Yes,
time.
of course. I mean, but obviously there is an audition for playing for them. I mean, it's
Mm.
as you said, there are members and there are people that are
Yeah,
playing there just
yeah,
to help. But I mean, to be a member, you have to audition and to
yeah.
pass through all the stuff. So, but I mean, it's incredible. And you also did you go with them or with some other orchestras in Saudi Arabia
Oh,
when you
that
went?
was a different
Okay.
orchestra. So I went to Dubai recently. Well, recently. I am saying recently, and it was in like February, March. But
Yes, I mean this year.
yeah,
This year. Yeah.
I went with Oxford Philharmonic Orchestra,
Hmm.
and before that I'd gone to Abu Dhabi with Royal Philharmonic Concert Orchestra. So it was yeah. I've been in the space of like less than a year. I've been there twice, which is great actually. It
Hmm.
was nice to see a different context actually.
Yes.
So yeah.
No, I mean, but how would you see the difference? I mean, the culture, I don't know if you stay, maybe it's not enough the time you spend there.
Mm,
And the kind of concerts maybe is kind of similar to the Western
mm,
programs, but maybe you felt a difference in the way they approach music, the way they receive
yeah.
music.
Yeah.
How would you say is the difference?
Uh, Well, I think the main difference for me was a cultural difference, really. And I'm fascinated by how the world works everywhere. So, like, for me, it was really amazing to see how people live, actually, rather than the music take on it.
Mm.
But the music take, I mean, to be honest, it wasn't the most gratifying in the sense that it wasn't repertoire that I was thrilled about. Like, for example,
Okay.
the first time was um, we were celebrating the 51st anniversary of the UAE. So basically, this country turned 51, and they wanted an orchestra to play there. So it was like a parade, and it was like traditional music, which I actually enjoyed.
Okay,
I
and that's
really enjoyed. But it was different because the orchestra was just part of this
mm,
huge thing that was happening. So it wasn't like the orchestra was the main thing. And then the second time that I went, we were mainly doing works of Alexei Shore. I don't know if you've come across him at all, but it wasn't the kind of music that I am used to. So, or that it wasn't my preference, let's
yeah.
say. But apart from that, I think one of the big differences is the way that people treat you outside. Like, I feel like, yeah, they're all really they admire everything you do, and they treat you like, I don't know, like a queen or like a
Yes.
king or something. So
Yeah.
that's really nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I just love traveling and going on tour to like, yeah, see how it
It's
works.
really nice to be spoiled. I mean, it's not too bad.
Exactly.
It's not too
Yes.
bad. Why not? No, but no. Listen, talking about cultural shocks and cultural differences, maybe it's. I mean, obviously you are Spanish. You studied the majority of your time in England, so maybe you didn't have a chance to see so much the difference between. In my case, for example, I studied for long in Italy, and then I came just 3-4 years ago in England. So I see many differences.
Mm.
And but what about you? How did you feel? I mean, because you still want to work in England, right?
Yeah. Yeah, I still want to stay here for some
Yeah,
reason.
that's so fun. Yeah,
Despite the weather and the food, I'm still here, you know?
I don't know, but I was thinking the other day, sorry to
No,
change
no.
the topic, but it's so important. But for me, the other day I spent a month here in Italy, and the weather is amazing, the food is incredible, people are so nice. And I was thinking, why I'm in London precisely? I mean, because of the job,
Yeah.
just because of that.
Yeah.
But isn't it a bit sad, isn't it?
It is a bit sad, and I think it's it's shocking. But I think actually, like, to give you a different twist to the story, I think
Yes.
if you were in Italy, for example, or if I was in Spain, I think there are things wrong with every country, right? And I think we prioritize things over others everywhere. And I think, I mean, I don't know how it would be, and I love Spain, and I love my country and my people, etc., etc. But I think there would be a part of me that would be missing out if I was there right now in this very moment of my life, because I feel that the mentality, not always, but it can be a little bit different, not so open-minded. People are mainly Spanish, or the diversity isn't the same.
Yeah.
There's no place like London, really. And I mean, this is not to say anything about Spain. I think there are so many amazing things, and I hope, I mean, if the world could be like balanced out in a good way, I
Yeah.
live there and be close to my family and my friends. And but yeah, you have to give and take, right, in this life.
Yes, yes.
Yeah.
No, you're right. I mean, the reality, you said something that is you're talking very wisely. So, Lucy,
Always,
you're talking
Pietro,
well.
of
You're
course.
talking well. No, but it's true. I mean, everywhere in the world, you will feel something that you're missing, right? There is no place which is perfect. I mean,
No.
and where this is the reality, and you're right. You're right. And yeah, I love chatting with you, Lucy. I really love. We've you know, guys, we always chat and we have deep conversations.
For
It's
like two
incredible.
hours
Yes, yes. Maybe three even.
even.
3 hours.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, it's like this. Listen, but so when are you in London? Because I want to meet you again.
I'm in London now. I'm
Ah, you're
back.
in London.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, yeah.
I'm the one not being there. Okay, I see. But just a quick question. Actually, I'm curious about your double bass
Mm.
because you changed double bass.
Not,
The one I heard in college was another one.
no, it's the same one.
Ah, okay. What happened to the double bass?
No, I think you've seen, I mean, and this is very valid question actually, Pietro, ¿por qué? Because you can tell that we mix languages. I love this.
Yes.
Sorry, because actually there are times that I have posted pictures with different bases, because
That's the point.
yeah. So basically there are times that I've been on tour. So very often if I'm on tour, and especially if I'm outside of Europe, or if everything's a little bit difficult, I use a borrowed bass or a rented
I
bass.
see.
So maybe this is why you're wondering, but actually I have had the same bass and officially paid it off in February. So I'm
I
done
see.
paying my
Fantastic.
mortgage.
Yes, yes, yes. No, because I always ask these two double. I had other couple of double bass player. I think. I know at least one. Alex was a guest of
Yeah,
some
Alex.
Musicians
Oh,
Café.
great.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and I asked him, and always I'm very curious about this because obviously traveling with a double bass is different from traveling with this guy.
Yeah, yeah.
With the violin. I mean, it's completely different story. So I'm very curious about how do you have insurance and stuff, but you use another double bass.
It depends. So I mean, my insurance for my base covers all traveling, all of those things, like all the main bits. But it just depends who I'm working with, who I'm working for. If we are going to a festival and what the budget is for that festival, etc. So depending on that, then we do what is best. I mean, to be honest, if I'm traveling with an orchestra, it's heaven in a way, because they deal with all of that stuff and I don't have to deal with it. But if it's a smaller group or something, then the responsibility is more on me. And it's not just that, it's that also in an orchestral setting, people either carry the bass for you, or there is a truck and you put it in the truck, or they take it and you don't have to do anything. You just go like this and the bass appears magically, like the fairies,
Again, the queen, the queen.
Exactly. So I mean, if I'm on my own, I rather not travel with the bass. I have done it. I will carry on doing it, but it's not my favorite. It's the worst part ever.
For example, you worked with Esther
Yeah,
Abrami.
doing
And
her ensemble.
actually, I want to hear about
Yes.
that, the hair
Oh,
ensemble.
it's so
And
great.
I wish she can watch us and one day be a guest of this
Yes,
little project. I would like to. I don't know if I'm worthy enough,
you
but
are,
no,
Pietro.
I'm not. Not the quality is not enough. But that's the reality, the sad reality. But you worked with
Yeah.
her, and with her you had another double bass.
Yes, yeah, which was
I
like
can
orange
see. I
looking.
can see.
Yeah, yeah, you've been swiping on my
Of course,
profiles.
of course.
Anyway, what was I saying? Yes, so they're traveling, or what am I talking about? Sorry, you asked
No,
about.
no. Tell us about the experience with her
Oh,
ensemble
okay.
and Esther Abrami.
Yeah, so her ensemble is an amazing group that I am lucky to be a part of, and we've been going strong since 2020. Basically, Ellie Consta is the one that set it up, and she basically got in touch with friends or people that she thought would be a good mix, and it's been really amazing. And we've been working with Esther on a couple of albums and concerts, and we recently went to Vienna recently in July, I think it was. I forget, like my time frame is like, I don't know what life is, what's what is today?
Yes,
I have no
it's
idea.
normal. It's normal. It's normal. Freelance musician is normal.
Yeah, and anyway, and there we were part of the SCL festival
Mm.
in Vienna, and we were there for a couple of days, and it was honestly amazing. And they treated us incredibly well. We played lots of music written by women, which was great because we want to shed a light on works that have been there forever, but they've never been played. Similar to like writers back in the day, how their works
Yes.
could not be published, or they had to be published under the name of a man. So actually, feel really like a part of
Yes.
a big movement of changing the industry, and I feel really, yeah, really lucky actually.
One of the guests of the future, so a little spoiler, is already on schedule, but I won't reveal the date. One of the guests is the co-founder, because they are two people of Corelia project, which
Oh,
is
Mena, is it
yes,
Mena?
is Magdalena. Yes.
Oh, I love Mena.
I was with her on the creative project management course when we
Oh,
took
great.
it. Yes. And she's great. She's fantastic.
Yeah,
I love the project. It was very
yeah,
good. And she will be one of the guests. I won't reveal the date because I
of
want to
course.
keep a bit of,
Yeah,
hype for it.
no,
Yeah.
of course. I actually saw Mena yesterday,
Ah, fantastic.
and yeah, and I actually went to their first concert ever of the
Ah,
project, and
yes. I
it was
couldn't go.
incredible.
Yes.
It was
It
really
was
cool
good.
in a beautiful church in East London, beautiful setting, just lots of amazing works that I never heard, and yeah, it was pretty magical actually. So yeah.
So the her ensemble is actually is not founded by Esther, and
No.
she's not part of it.
No, she's just someone that we've worked with, and she's so supportive of the ensemble. And she's also actually, she has a channel, if I'm not mistaken, on YouTube, which is Women in Music. So she has different interviews with lots of women in the industry, and she, has a very good sort of network of women. And also, I feel like she's in a position where she can share with a lot more people worldwide a lot of music written by women. So actually, I feel like it's a great thing that we've worked with her many times, and I'm sure that
Well,
we will in the future because, yeah, I think it's just, putting the lights in the right places. So, yeah.
I met her in college. I met her, but she wouldn't. I think she doesn't remember of me. I mean, she wouldn't remember. But I met her while I was having the consultations
Mm,
lessons for to
I
enter
see.
in September. So she was having like last
Yeah.
year or something. But you studied with her, no?
Yeah. We actually, funny enough, we graduated at the same time, and in the photo, we are next to each other. We
Ah,
just have a
nice.
friend in between, but we are in the same, yeah, part of the same year, part of everything. So, but actually,
Nice.
during college, even though we did talk, but we didn't chat that much because I think everyone is busy in their
Of
own ways.
course.
And the first couple of years of undergraduate is so busy. Like
Hmm.
honestly, like you have no time. If you go to all of the lectures, obviously, and if you behave well, then you don't have time. You know,
You are one of those one, no?
I am. I'm a good girl.
She looks like, you know, a spoiled queen, but she actually works very hard, guys.
Yeah.
So she always been there. Yeah, we know that. Listen, I know you are very busy, and we have to cut it here. But I always ask one thing at the end of each episode, and I ask if you have any tips or suggestions for the young generation of musicians.
Mm. Interesting. I would say that the classical music industry, in this case, just because I'm talking about that, is really changing and it's really opening up the doors to so many ways and so many forms of, ways of expressing yourself. So I would just say, be confident with what you're doing. It's okay to do anything you want. There's space for everyone. No one's gonna steal your job. No one's gonna steal your. There's space for absolutely everyone, and just as long as you enjoy whatever you do and you believe in the project, you just have to go for it. So that's my tip. Yeah.
Thank you so much, Lucia. It was so encouraging, and as usual, you are very inspiring. And I wish all of us we could meet you once, at least in our life, because it's you are very encouraging, and I think you have the right approach to music and to life. I think, and
Yeah.
we are all learning, and but the right approach is this positivity and this instinctive. You know, not to underestimate the gut, as you said, which
Yeah.
is sometimes I think 90% of the time is truth. Yeah, yeah, it's like this. It's like this. Okay, thank you so
Thank you.
much,
Yes.
Lucia. We have to leave it here.
Thank you.
Thank you, thank you. Enjoy the rest of the Sunday and don't work too hard. Enjoy Italy as
All
well.
right. See you. Bye.
See you. Bye bye. See you. What an incredible guest is Lucia, and incredible person and musician. I really loved having her at the Sunday Musicians Café. So please follow her if you don't yet, and follow all the things she's doing. Amazing job she's doing as a freelance musician. I hope she's gonna post something about Italy as well and in her social media, so we enjoy a bit of beautiful places and beautiful food. And if you don't follow me, please do. And I always do this project on Sundays. So I see you next Sunday for the next episode. Bye.